Folks, do you know Hindus have crores of gods and goddesses? They have a monkey and an elephant god too. But why? Karma has become a buzzword these days. That's your karma, this is your karma. What's karma, by the way? Did ancient Indians already know about the concept of infinity? Let's get straight to the video. Well, let's talk about Hinduism in philosophy today. A vast topic which might actually form an infinite series. But let's try to understand what are the core beliefs upon which Hinduism stands. To understand Hindu philosophy, we must understand the importance and infinity and freedom in Hinduism. Infinity, a concept of mathematics and philosophy, is well ingrained in Hindu way of thinking since ages. The Almighty God is infinite, His qualities are infinite, therefore, infinite ways of worshipping, infinite ways to reach the same goal, Brahman. If you ask yourself what really makes you happy, your answer will revolve around money, properties, relationships, or other materialistic possessions. Well, the ideal answer is actually freedom, financial freedom, emotional freedom, etc. Hindus have understood this since eternity that material possessions does not last long. Self-contentment and freedom is what a spiritual Hindu earns for. Having explained the concept of freedom, it brings us to one of the core beliefs of Hinduism, Purusharthas, meaning the goal of a man. The four Purusharthas are Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. The physical freedom comes through Artha or wealth. The emotional freedom comes through Kama or enjoyment. The freedom from inauspicious or lower birth comes through Dharma, religious practices. And freedom from existence or the life cycle of birth and rebirth comes through moksha. Karma has become such a buzzword these days. That's your karma, this is your karma. What's karma, by the way? Here we come to the concept of karma and samsara. Karma translates literally as action, work, or deed. These actions and their consequences may be in a person's current life and in past lives. This cycle of birth, life, death, and rebirth is called samsara. Liberation from samsara through moksha will ensure eternal happiness and peace. Folks, do you know Hindus have crores of gods and goddesses? But why? To understand Hindu concept of God, we must understand a quote from the Rig Veda, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahudha Vadanti, meaning the one absolute truth is expressed as many by the wise. This forms the basis why in India we have infinite number of gods and goddesses. There are two aspects of God which is of impersonal and personal in nature. The Vedas coined the term Purusha for gods. The Upanishad, on the other, use Brahman and Ishvara to denote the impersonal and personal aspects of God. God is infinite. He cannot be known through the five senses. He is beyond reasoning. He does not have a gender. He is Swayambhu, self-existent, beyond birth and death. The infinite God is often observed as Brahma the creator, Vishnu the sustainer, Shiva the destroyer, the Hindu trinity. They are one but appear different. When he appears on this earth, he is known as Avatara. There are infinite avatar. 10 most famous are Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, Vamana, Parashuram, Ram, Krishna, Buddha, Kalki. The power of God is often known as Maya, Shakti, Prakriti, and many others. The universe is created by this power, the universe is balanced and maintained by this power, and ultimately destroyed by the same power. The divine power of God is perceived as feminine and is worshipped as Adi Parashakti, Lalita, Durga, Kali, Tara, Parvati, and others. Even Shakti appears as many, as from the Tantra we get the 10 Mahavidyas or the 10 great knowledge, again the same concept of the one expressed as 10. The goddess of knowledge is Saraswati, Lakshmi or Shri, the goddess of wealth and goodness. Since existence is itself infinite, there is no limit to divine beings. Kartik Murugan, Ganesha, Mahavir Hanuman, and other divine beings are worshipped as spiritual ideals. Every creation is divine, that's why, be it a cow or a monkey or an elephant, it is highly revered for the Hindus. In popular belief, there are 330 million gods and goddesses, each of them representing an aspect of the divine quality. In reality, they are all one. As you have understood by now that thoughts and ways are infinite in Hinduism, well, so does the story of creation. It's not a simple tale of a man eating a forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden. Vedas clearly mention that who knows what was there at the time of creation. The famous Nasadiya Suktam from the Rig Veda raises question in front of us. Then even non-existence was not there, nor existence. There was no air then, not the space beyond it. What covered it? Where was it? In whose keeping? Was there then the cosmic fluid in depths unfathomed? Well, the other story of creation comes from the Purusha Suktam. The cosmic being is described as a being who pervades everything, conscious and unconscious, universally. He is poetically depicted as a being with 1,000 heads, eyes, and legs, enveloping not just the earth, but the entire universe from all sides, and transcending it by 10 fingers' length, or transcending it in all 10 dimensions. Well, if you check deeply, it is meant that God Himself is expressed in the 10 directions in every being, yet He is more than everything. The common misconception in people is that the highest state of a human is to go to heaven. Well, the same is not true for the Hindus. Hindus purify their existence through cleansing of good karma and burning down the bad karma of the past. In this way, they head their way towards being Jivana Mukti, or freeing themselves up from the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. The idea of mukti is one of the greatest gifts of the Hindus to the mankind. If we summarize the main practices in Hinduism, number 1, the Vedas are the ultimate source of truth for every Hindus. Number 2, God is worshipped in any form as well as formless, infinite ways of worshipping the ultimate truth. Number 3, 5 debts are repaid daily to God through Brahma Yajna, scriptural reading, japa, meditation, divinities through Deva Yajna, ritualistic worshipping, ancestors through Pitri Yajna, offering of food and water to the ancestors, humans through Nri Yajna, service to the needy, welcoming of the guests alike, and animals, Bhuta Yajna, offering food to lower animals. 10 or 16 samskara sacraments are performed in life from the time a child is planned to be conceived in the womb, namely Garbhadan, to the last rite or the Anteshti Kriya or Shraddh. Custom surrounds around all aspects of life because creation is divine. As Sri Ramakrishna Paramhans, a great 19th century Hindu mystic and saint, said, as many thoughts, that many paths. Traditions are countless in India, however, can be broadly categorized into 4. Vaishnavism, worshipping Vishnu, Shaivism, worshipping Shiva, Shaktism, worshipping Shakti or Devi as the ultimate Brahman, and Smartas, recognizing Ganesh, Shiv, Vishnu, Surya, and Durga as the collective aspect of Brahman, commonly known as Panchayatan, a practice started by Adi Shankaracharya himself. Who is Adi Shankara? What's his relation with Advait? Comment below if you want to know more about Indian philosophical ideas. We have come a long way now. Hinduism is such a vast area to cover that a single video will not do justice to it. Impossible to summarize in few stanzas. But let's try to make 4 pillars on which Hinduism stands. First, Hinduism is founded on the Vedas. The Vedas and any sacred book based on them are sacred. Second, God is infinite. He can be worshipped in any form or without form. Every religion, god, goddess, and sacred book is respected. Third, the goal of human life is to be one with the divine being, to experience divinity, or to realize Tattvamasi, that thou art. This can be done by spiritual teachings guided by an able master. Last but not the least, all aspects of creation is divine. If you love the content and want to know more about India and her culture and tradition, like and share the video and do not forget to subscribe to our channel.